I'm Ruthanne Gordon. I'm Senior Planning Manager for Fox 59 and CBS 4 in Indianapolis. And this is the best way to run an assignment desk. The assignment desk is the best place to work in the newsroom because you're at the forefront of information coming into the newsroom, whether it be email, social media, text messages, phone calls. You're at the front lines of this information. I worked as a reporter anchor in Terre Haute, Indiana, Dayton, Ohio, and then here in Indianapolis for a number of years here in Indianapolis. And the one thing that I liked, even though I was on the set or out on a live shot, I loved listening to people. I loved listening to the scanners. I wanted to know more. I wanted to be the first to know more. And so that led me to the assignment desk because that's the first place everybody calls for information. Some background noise right now because the scanners are running. We have several scanners and we are listening to them 24/7. This is a very active assignment desk and we have people on the desk 24/7. It's important to listen to those scanners, to know the codes, to know what they're talking about. Hang on, sorry. And answer phone calls. First and foremost, to be a good assignment editor, you need to listen. You need to look, you need to research, you need to make sure that the information that you're gathering and then presenting to those reporters or anchors is the best information possible. Are there other sources that you need to check? Do you need to make sure that you've called other people in areas, whether it be COVID or crime? You need to double check that information and make sure you've got the most accurate information. Well, first of all, you need to check your sources, make sure those sources are viable. And if there is misinformation, give a heads up to the newsroom that we're not too sure that this is correct information. The assignment desk is doing its best job to try to make sure we have the right information. Send it out to your talent and your executive producers, everybody in the newsroom, so that there can be an email exchange on who to talk with and who not to talk with. Because if you bring in more people on the subject matter, the best information will come and float to the top. Reporters and anchors and assignment desk people need to be married at the hip together because we need to work with them. They need to work with us. They may come to us with a question about who to talk with about a certain story, and we need to be able to give them a good Rolodex of people that do respond to television news reporters. My best tip is to make sure that every day you seek out information and make sure that press releases or emails that come in, that they have contact information, whether it be an email or a phone number, and make sure that you put that in your database. Reporters need to do that too, but so does the desk, because it's important. You might need somebody at 6 o'clock in the morning. Do you have their number? Can you call them? Can they be on live? Can they do a Zoom with you? You need to know that. You need to be able to call them, and they need to be able to reach out to you if they have new news that they need to share. One bad habit that I see in other newsrooms in some smaller markets is that people take the press release, the paper that's given, and oh, this is a press release, we need to go cover this and leave it at that. and just talk to the people that's in this press release or the experts in this press release. Does this press release have another side to the story? Do we need to make sure that those sides are all vetted, are all the information that these people need to know at home, whether it be online or on air? Do we have the correct information? And that's what we need to make sure we do. To do this job well in this day and age, you need to watch social media. You need to know what's on people's minds. You also need to make sure that you have email and phone numbers. I mean, phone numbers that's old school, but the essential information that a news desk needs, assignment desk needs, is the phone numbers for experts, the phone numbers for city leaders, county leaders, state leaders. You need to know who are leaders in your viewing area. You also need to know email addresses. You also need to know databases. You may have one story that happens, and you may have 3 or 4 stories that come from that story. So you need to make sure that you have all bases covered. A desk editor does not have any downtime, I'll tell you that much. But if I do, when I do, I read. I'm going through those emails. I'm reading and sourcing information from other entities that might help us through our stories, might provide us another avenue that we need to pursue in those stories. It all comes down to the viewer and to those people who are looking online or viewing a television news broadcast. You need to make sure you have the best information that you can get every day, and make sure you have the correct information too. You may think you have the best information. Go back and look at those scripts. Go back and look at those press releases. Did I do the best job I can? Because at the end of the day, your best job translates to good personal relationships between the viewer and the television station.